It's time again for Skip E Lowe Looks at Hollywood. It's not so much what you do, but how you do it, which makes a person unique. With us today is a man who is a perfect example of this. Rising well above his peers, if truly he has any, is our guest, Charles Pierce. And now, to welcome Charles, here's your host and man of the half hour, Skip E Lowe.
Charles Pierce, what is that on your jacket right there with those hands and those...
Well, that's what it is. It's a hand with a little mink cuff.
A mink cuff?
Yeah, I bought it myself.
How cute. And there's a diamond there, too. You bought it yourself.
I buy everything myself.
Don't people buy you things, Charles? I mean, really.
Well, I do have a lot of things given to me.
You have a lot of friends out there, Charles.
But then they're always coming backstage with flowers, or here's a prop you can use in the show, and here's an old wig, and here's a new wig.
Did they give you wigs, really?
Sure.
How interesting. Yeah. Charles Pierce, Watertown, New York.
Watertown, New York.
I love Watertown. It's cold there in the winter. That's your home. Grew up there.
As a kid,
left,
sure.
And left and came to Pasadena? Playhouse.
Well, I was a radio announcer. Yes.
Did not know that.
Putting my pennies away, besides going to high school.
Right.
Then worked full-time 2 years after graduating from high school. Then I said, now I can do California. And I got on the old Santa Fe train, the old Super Chief.
Fabulous.
Made it west. I think it was May West, go west, young man, or whatever it was.
She gave me the idea.
Gave me the idea to leave Watertown and to take up acting as a student at the Playhouse.
That was a good Playhouse, still good, but that was considered very, very good at that time of those.
Oh, it was. I had
for
2
movies
years. 2 years of, they say, the Ivory Tower.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. There was no outside world. It was a Pasadena Playhouse, and there were the plays, and there were the students, and there were the stars, and there was. It was an escape.
Charles Pierce, but actor. You wanted to be an actor. You are, but you are a good actor. But how did you get into Impressionist?
Well, we have to run out. Let's do it very quickly then, because I graduated from the Playhouse, and I went back east.
Oh, you did go back?
Did summer stock. Charles Nelson Riley and I painted flats together.
Did not know that.
Yeah, for a couple of seasons. I was still going to be the actor. Then I went back to the Playhouse. That was when Charles Lawton was doing his reading show. And I was going to be a Charles Lawton, and I was going to be a reader. And Gilmore Brown offered me one of the small theaters, which I took and did a show for about 2 weeks. At that point, Raymond Burr and Evelyn Russell saw me and suggested that I try Cabaret Concert, which was a review-type establishment on Sunset Boulevard, and work into their sketches and skits. So I did, and that led to seeing Arthur Blake,
my favorite.
Bar of Music, Arthur Blake, and his impressions of the stars. And I got turned on. There were twin pianos carrying on in the background. Oh, this is show business.
And he had a clothes hanger, and all his little hats were on hanging.
Sure.
Remember?
Sure.
Arthur Blake, brilliant.
Yes, Arthur. And he inspired me.
Did he really?
Well, to write a material for him. Which was too long. He wanted one-liners. He wanted little quick things.
Yes.
I wrote a whole monologue on the return to Sunset Boulevard as Norma Desmond. So what happened? Arthur didn't buy it. I was invited to a party the following weekend, and I said, I'll do that skit myself. And I did. One thing led to another, and I went into nightclubs and left acting.
And got into impressions.
And nightclub work, I could be paid once a week
But did you
instead
put
of
the
once
dress,
every
when
year.
did Charles Pierce put the dress on? And the heels?
Well, I started out, you know, yes, in a tuxedo.
In a tuxedo, right. But when did that first happen, Charles?
I was working a club in San Francisco, the Gilded Cage, for 6 years, and of course the same people kept coming in, night after night, week after week, year after year. And I felt I had to do something, and it was the time to get into a dress, time to put a wig on. Someone did my makeup. At that point, I was wearing a feather boa, we'll say, for a Mae West.
With a tuxedo, right.
And so it was a gradual development. It wasn't like, oh, I'm going to be in drag and out of the closet. No.
You closed Cyril's. You were the last act.
You remember that?
Yes, right. You were the last act on Sunset Boulevard, where the Comedy Store is now.
That's right. I did the last act.
It was known as Cyril's.
That's right.
Great club. Great.
The last
you had
night.
Who were there the last night? Tell me about the last performance. Who were some of the stars in the audience, Charles?
John Gielgud, Sir John, Roddy McDowell, Cheetah Rivera, Charles Nelson Riley.
What a night.
Yeah,
That
it really was.
It was the closing night of Cyril's.
Well, it was the closing night of my act. They kept on going, but not nightclubs. There was something there, like she served food or whatever was the owner. Yeah.
Tell me something. San Francisco. Is that your favorite city?
One of my favorites. I have Los Angeles, San Francisco, New York, and London have all been most kind. Miami Beach.
What was your first ladies?
The first lady that I ever did?
Ever did.
Eleanor Roosevelt.
Really?
Yes.
Eleanor Roosevelt?
Franklin, Franklin, my dears, my day is a busy one. See? Need the hat. We need the hat and the little gray wig and the fur to get into the character. You can still do your voices. Mae West was another original one. In fact, you see, I am basically and literally just out of the closet, and I'll tell you why. Because I've had my act on the shelf now for a couple of months. Cleaning out closets today, rearranging. I came across a tape, and it's a 3/4 inch. I gave it to the engineer.
Oh, I'd like to see it.
Do we dare take a chance to see what's even on it? Because I have no idea. I just said play
you don't know? I'd love to see that tape.
Let's
play it. Let's see
okay.
it. Oh, great.
I've always said that sex is a misdemeanor. The more you misdemeanor you get. Sex is like bridge. If you don't have a good partner, you better have a good hand. Deal me a night, deal me a night. Sex is like snow. You don't know where it's coming from, how many inches you're gonna get, or how long it's gonna be around. Send me a blizzard, send me a blizzard. Honey, you're into handkerchiefs, aren't you? I mean, what does that mean? I want to go to see a Hattie McDaniel movie? Oh, over here it means I want to go to a Diana Ross movie. Ooh, a lady slings the booze. Oh, yeah. That's right, honey. I ran into Diana one time. I said, "Hi, Di. Would you rather be black or gay?" She said, "I'd rather be black, then you don't have to tell your mother."
Charles, that was great. Mae West.
You know where that's from?
Where? What?
It's
was that
Studio One in Los Angeles here about 6 years ago.
God, you're popular. God, you're popular all over a world, Charles.
That Mae West drag.
Loved it, loved it, loved it.
I remember I came on with a Western hat. And that's why we had those gauntlet things. I had the Western hat on, and at the end I take the hat off, and then the plumes shot up. There's something about Tweety Bird's nesting place or something. I don't know.
How is it to work nightclubs, Charles? I mean, you've been working them for years.
34.
34 years in cabarets, all over the world.
Well,
Basically,
from London to Hawaii.
Yeah. How do they accept Charles Pearce in London? Tell me about that.
I had a one-man show at the Fortune Theater, and went back 2 years later and did cabaret. Now, at that point, I enjoyed cabaret performing in London much better than doing my one-man show in the theater. Yeah, I really did. It was
English audiences are good, though.
No, they were either great for me or they
weren't.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, especially if I did a dinner show and they were eating and trying to get my material. Bad.
I see.
Then the second shows would be marvelous. Yeah.
But you know something? You gave me something about Arthur Blake. What's happening with him nowadays?
Arthur passed away.
He did pass away?
Had a heart attack 2 years ago. He retired and took up painting in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Did you keep in contact with Arthur?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
'Cause
we even worked together at one time.
You did?
Sure, Miami Beach. Yeah, that was when I was doing a lot of record pantomimes and live material.
Rip Taylor did pantomime. That's where
Sure
Rip
he
Taylor
did.
started.
Rip Taylor and I were on the same bill at the Echo Club, 1956.
Really?
Five.
So Charles
yes.
Pearce, you really paid your dues. I hate to use that word, paid dues. I mean, you've been around.
It's true.
You know, you've been around.
I worked a lot, but I'm happy to say that certain things pop in. like a television part will come along. You know, Fame, I was the old bag lady. Or Laverne and Shirley, I was the bald-headed murderer.
You were wonderful in that.
That's
I remember, yeah.
Chico and the Man. Thing to break up performing the nightclubs, and I've just done Designing Women. Which I don't know about our air dates here,
That's
but
fine. When does it
November
air?
16th.
How was that show? Did you enjoy it?
I had a ball. Yeah, I'm a snippy steward who's also the cruise entertainer that turns into Joan Collins and Bette Davis.
You enjoy doing Joan Collins?
Well, yes, darling, I do, except the voice isn't really Joan Collins. Oh, the things they say about me, you know, that I've been married so many times that I have rice scars on my face.
Bette Davis is probably, or Tallulah Bank is probably one of your...
It's the Bette.
Bette? Is it really?
Bette. I'm a little, I don't know what the word might be, distressed or discouraged, because the Bette Davis that I do, you see, doesn't look like the Bette Davis that we see today.
Yeah.
Because
How does
of her
Bette
illness.
Davis, when she comes to see Charles Pierce, I'm sure she's seen you many times.
I'm sure she hasn't.
She has.
Bette Davis has never, ever been to my show.
Never?
Ever. One more time. Never, ever.
She knows Charles Pierce. She knows that she...
She will never mention my name on talk show. She
Why
will
is
mention
that?
Arthur Blake. She'll mention Arthur Blake because she was young and went to nightclubs in the 50s. That's when she saw Arthur Blake, but she will never mention me. I do Bette full length.
I see.
Now, I did have a chance to look at the clip you might show later.
I'd like to see it now. If I
Well,
can.
but
Or you
that
wanna
really,
wait?
I think it comes in as we've missed Bette, and this is a little snippet of All of a Sudden I'm Tallulah. Do you want to watch that and see what it's like?
Yeah, I'd like to see
okay,
that.
let's
Can
see
we
that.
see that
then.
tape, Marion? Love to see it.
I mean, you know you're getting fat when the crotch on your caftan is tight. Bette, if you ever become a mother, may I have one of the puppies? Tallulah, we have just about had it with your ribaldry. File that, please. Under camels. Tallulah, Tallulah, Tallulah. Your mother called you Tallulah because she couldn't spell... You know, Tallulah, I'm glad I've got weight on my bones. I passed your house yesterday. You must have been sunbathing out in the patio. Vultures were circling overhead. That's right, darling. I saw you whirling and twirling. God, you're getting uppity. I remember you when you didn't even have a star on your dressing room door. Yeah, and I remember you, Tallulah, when you didn't even have a door on your dressing room. And when you got one, we had to put a dime in the slot to go in and talk to you. You're such a smart ass. Bet you could sit on an ice cream cone and tell me the flavor. It's puce, darling, the color of your tongue, which at this moment is digging your grave. God, Bette, one thing I'll say about your funeral is going to be a cheap one. We'll only use 2 pallbearers. Really, why? Well, there are only 2 handles and a garbage can.
Charles Pierce. That's very funny.
Well, that's the old bitch fight that ends the act.
People love Bette Davis.
And Tallulah Bank.
Why do people love Bette Davis so much, Charles? Tell me.
She's neurotic and she's outspoken and she'll lay people...
Especially the gays in the world.
You know, it's the hands. Oh, darling, I can't stand it any longer.
But why
Oh,
do the gays
theatricality.
like that?
Why
Tell
do
me.
gays like Bette Davis?
Eccentric people and people with death and all, like Judy Garland's and all those.
Why do female impersonators, why are they the ones that only do these legends?
Yes, why?
A woman that does Bette Davis isn't particularly funny. I think it's because Betty's already a woman.
Yes.
A man as Mae West is funny.
Yes, it is. Yes. Great.
I mean, I really can't explain it. I think it's humor. It's funny. It's a man being a woman. I do, and again, I don't want to use the word object. The female impersonators, some of them today, that will do a half hour of a Diana Ross record just to be glamorous. That I mean, that's just living jukebox. See,
I don't
when I go
find
to a
that-
nightclub, I want to laugh.
Yes.
I want jokes.
Yes, live entertainment.
Live entertainment.
Yeah.
And so Betty, the lines that she comes up with, as myself as a man doing Betty Davis, you see.
Yes.
Then as Betty Davis, I start doing Joan Crawford. She's telling about a party she gave, and into the party came Joan Crawford or Barbara Stanwyck. Oh no, oh Barbara Stanwyck with her lips caught to her teeth, oh no. And then Tallulah Bankhead, and then we end with the big
What's some of the wonderful, memorable moments of nightclubs? Some of the... Do you remember?
Good or bad?
Good or bad. Some of your moments
Yeah, there have
in
been
these nightclubs.
There have been quite a few.
Like, could you...
Some good and some bad. A great
Sure.
moment was the night at the Gilded Cage in San Francisco when Angela Lansbury was touring in Mame, and she brought the entire cast in, and we did a takeoff on Mame.
Right.
Now, the audience was up, they were up on their seats, and Angela Lansbury was standing up on her seat with Anne Francine, who was Vera Charles. The place went into chaos. It was just, I mean, fabulous chaos. Another time, I berated a friend of a club owner. He had shown a friend of his through my dressing room in the daytime and disturbed a prop. And I told this person later, don't go in the dressing room during the day. Don't ever touch my props. After the show that night, after my guests had left, he came into the dressing room, fell upon his knees, brought out a gun, and said, I'm going to do something that you will always remember. Put a gun to his head and shot himself.
In your dressing room?
Yeah.
In
That
front
never
of...
came out in public. I'm revealing this
You're
on
joking.
your show.
Sure.
Yeah.
Where was this, Charles?
Let's just say near here.
I can't believe this,
Yeah.
Charles.
Bang.
Killed
Gone.
himself. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Good, bad we're talking,
Yes.
see? Yeah, oh, Miami Beach in the good old days. And those were actually the good old bad days. You couldn't be in drag, or the cops would whip you off, or just whisk you right off the stage. Oh, yes, yes. You wore a black ensemble, and you'd be taken right off the stage. So I wore black trousers, black turtleneck sweater, and again the hats and things.
So looking back over Charles Pierce's life, and I mean, would you do it the same way, Charles? I mean, would you do it the same
Well,
way?
I probably have to do it the same way.
Why would you have to? Would you? I mean,
no, I would like
Did
maybe...
Charles Pierce have a good time? Did you?
I've had a wonderful time. I'm still having a wonderful time.
So you would do it the same way then?
I'm leaving next week. We're going to do a roast of Harvey Fierstein in New York, and I'm going to lay Harvey out. Carry on with him. I'm doing a film in January with Ruth Buzzy.
Busy.
Busy, yeah. So, yes, we're talking about, was there the time that I went to see Arthur Blake that led me down the nightclub path.
That's what led Charles Pierce to.
See, but maybe I could have gone someplace else and gotten an acting role that would have led me down a Warner Brothers contract path, you see. So that's when you say, it's all fate.
I see.
It's all fate.
What's these cards? These are your cards.
More fate.
More fate?
I have 12 of West Graphic cards on the market.
Oh.
And these are out right now. How's that, okay?
Oh. Your cards.
This is Tallulah, darling. And you open it up and it says, oh, well, it says, darling, I just love your skin. Open it up. But then I've always been into leather. That's a good one.
That's cute.
Now here we're back to May again. For your birthday, here's the secret of how I keep my youth. Cufflinks, baby.
Happy birthday. Do you do all your own writing, Charles?
Some of these are mine, and some of these are concepts of other people. Do you like this one? So it's your birthday. Betty Davis.
Yes.
Open it up. Well, one more thing to bitch about. There's more. Now, the 2 Christmas cards. May says you can kiss me under the mistletoe.
Yes. I love that.
As a matter of fact, you can kiss me anywhere.
That's a great Christmas card.
That's yours.
Now, may
That's
I
yours.
have that? I think that's great.
I'm going to give them all of them to you.
Where do you get these Christmas cards? They're all over?
Well, this is West Graphics. I go to
West
San
Graphics?
Francisco to do them with the boys,
I
Randy
think
and David.
great.
Oh, yeah. West Graphics. Now, this one is, there are more, these are
Yes.
ones. This is the Baby Jane. Say, baby, have a Baby Jane Christmas. That means you get nothing, Blanche. And that makeup, please.
Looks like you brought your own lunch here, Charles.
Well, I thought it
was like your lunch pail.
That's well. Listen,
What is it?
You can't get things like that anymore. You know, little hat boxes like that.
It's cute as hell. Is that a hat box?
I
That's
thought
adorable.
from watching this week's People magazine, as I said earlier, remember I was just stepping out of the closet because I have been in my closet, cleaning, sweeping, and brushing. And I did come across this wig just before I came down here. I said, it looks like Betty on the inside of this week's People magazine. So wish me luck, folks. See what you think. See? You know, it's kind of out like that. Now wait, I even brought my own cigarettes. Cigarettes, darling.
Right.
Cigarettes. And we're going to do Betty. Does it look all right?
Yeah, it's great.
Thrift shop special. Now wait. I thought Betty should visit your show.
Oh.
I really did. Oh, God.
I love it.
The Betty Davis mouth, which Quentin Crisp said, I wear my mouth upside down. Do you think so, darling? Do you think that I wear my... No, wait, we got more. No, wait. She had this crazy hat on in People magazine. This is the closest I could come to it. See, she's just putting on everything these days.
I love it.
Glasses. See, if you're going to do me, darling, go all the way. And let me know if this is falling off.
That's fine.
There's more, darling. There's lots more. Oh, the hat went, darling.
Oh, we got to get that hat.
I'll get it, don't worry. I know how to work on camera.
No.
I've been at Warner Brothers for years. Thank you. Now here, I've got the hat. We may be passing the plate at any minute. There. Thank you. Is that silly enough for you, Tim?
Betty, tell me, what did you think of your daughter writing the book about you?
That evil daughter of mine. What a bitch. Why, as a child, I should have put nails in her diapers, acid in her pablum, and sent her to Joan Crawford's nursery. That's what I should have done.
Oh,
thank you.
You're having a good time now, Betty Davis, are you?
A wonderful time, darling. I've just finished Whales of August.
Oh, how was it to work with all those great ladies? The first lady of the screen.
Whales of August, darling, has nothing to do with Shelley Winters or Dom DeLuise swimming in the ocean.
No?
Not at all. Or Ann Southern, if you've seen her.
Ann Southern is living in Idaho right
How
now.
nice for her.
Did you
How
know?
really nice.
Tell me, how is to work with that wonderful lady of the screen, the first lady of the screen? She, as I understand, she's going to get an Academy Award. How do you feel about that?
Working with Lillian Gish
Yes.
was an experience that I shall always remember.
Yes.
Like doing this show with you.
What do you think
Oh,
about...
I stopped you on that,
That's
didn't
right,
I?
you certainly did. Betty, what do you think?
We should do a show together.
Betty, what do you think about the young stars today? They use that word stars
Aren't
too
they boring? Aren't they boring?
Are there any...
In our day, we had balls.
Yes.
We really did.
Uh-huh.
They've got no balls today. None at all.
So we don't have good... We do have good little...
Oh,
film
some of them
actresses?
are all right, I suppose, but there are no Bettys coming up. There's no Joan Crawford. Joan and I never got along, but she wasn't a bad actress.
Is it true, working
I'm
with
giving
Joan...
him a Joan Crawford face
I
down,
hear you.
and the red light went off. Now, just a minute. This was my impression of Joan Crawford. See, we have no Jones, we have no Norma Shearers. They're all right, but I don't like them, and I never go to the movies.
You don't go to the movies?
No.
You just stay on Havenhurst and you're...
Yes, darling. Watch my videos.
Why does Betty Davis stay on Havenhurst, not in Connecticut? Why here in California? Why?
Good question. Do you have another one for me, darling?
Yes.
You know, they say that I drink only to pass away the time until I get drunk, you know. I don't know whether that was on the video we saw earlier.
Tell me something.
But I think we've done enough Betty, haven't
Betty,
we?
yes, you
Thank
have.
you, Skippy.
Tell me something, Charles Pierce. How many ladies do you do?
How many ladies?
Yes.
Oh.
You have Betty
God,
West.
how many
Tallulah.
hairdressers do I need?
I love Betty Davis Allery with Tallulah Bankhead. Oh,
Well, that's
that
the
was on the tape.
famous
wasn't it?
bitch fight.
Bitch fight. Wonderful. I love that one.
Yeah, yeah.
With the snake.
Raspberry jam from Denny's.
Tell me, how long does it take Charles Pierce to make up? When
1 hour and 20 minutes.
to get your makeup on?
No, when I start,
Yeah.
then into the outfit, I'm on an hour and 20 minutes.
Now you have someone helping you with your staging and all that.
I have dressers.
Your dressers.
Oh, yeah.
You do all your own material, Charles. Everything.
A lot of it. Yeah.
You do?
Really?
You
No, as far as wardrobe, I mean, that's other people.
You had a manager who handled you for a long time, Charles.
You wouldn't like this, would you? You wouldn't want to wear this? Okay.
Charles, no. Tell me, you had this wonderful manager who handled your career for a long time.
Mr. Hawes.
Mr. Hawes. You loved him. He did a lot for your career.
Oh, we worked together for 11 years. Yes, yes, yes.
You miss him.
Very much, yes. He was a guiding light to the show. A wonderful person for consult. Should I take this engagement? Shouldn't I do this? Yeah.
Charles
but
Pierce lives alone?
I'm a single. Yes, I live alone in North Hollywood.
How about New York, Charles? Wouldn't you like to live in New York City?
Not anymore.
Not
No,
anymore?
I don't like New York anymore.
Not anymore, just-
You know, I think you just take your life in your hands when you go to New York City. I play it.
What would Charles Pierce like to do now? You're having a good time. You've done everything. Have you done everything,
Well, no, you
Charles?
see, I haven't done everything. I haven't done the movie yet.
Yes.
See, I haven't had a big part in a made-for-movie theater movie.
But is that important for Charles Pierce? Because Charles Pierce has done the biggest theaters, worked all over, known all over. Everybody loves you. You're a great talent. You're not just a female impersonator.
Impressionist,
You are,
yeah.
yes, you're not. You are a talent, multiple talent. You're not LaCaja Falls.
No, it's a different
See, it's
situation.
A different,
I have a single.
What do Charles Pierce thinks of those people, of the Charles? Of
Well, I adore
LaCaja?
them. I go to La Caja Fall all
You
the
have
time.
a good time and all
Certainly.
that?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, yes.
I resent that pantomime, though, Charles. I do. I resent the days when we grew up that there were female impersonators at the 81, 81.
Oh,
New
the
York,
Kit
82s,
Russells
the Kit
and-
Russells. They were artists. They did an act. They sang, they danced, they did their own voices.
Oh, they had an orchestra.
Yeah.
They had an orchestra in the background. Chorus boys, chorus girls.